What's going on, action figure fans? Centex Collector here with something new. This is the Invincible Toys Fist line, and this is Mad Dog. I've been eyeing these for a while, but they went on sale in Big Bad Toy Stores. I figured I'd get ones to check them out and see what's going on with this line. And again, Dominant Art Collectibles. So if you follow him on Patreon, he actually creates mod STL files for custom heads and accessories that you can resin print. That's where I first came to know of him. This is based out of Colombia. Yeah, made in Colombia. So I'm liking the packaging here. Obviously very reminiscent of like Classified, which I'm pretty sure you got cues from Classified and Action Force. Here's like a little backdrop. And then the figure in plastic. And then I'm assuming these are probably the accessories. Yes, there's the accessories in this box. So let me go ahead and crack all this out for you. All right, so here, first impression, yeah, it feels solid. I'm digging the overall aesthetic of it. Kind of reminds me of Tiger Force with the orange here and these stripes, but it's supposed to be like post-apocalyptic vibe going on here. But I felt like he could still fit in with G.I. Joe Classified. He doesn't look too futuristic or anything. And then I'm in the middle of packing, so here's an Action Force. So you can see squares up with the Action Force, which was the intention to be 1/12 scale. So it's gonna be the same for Classified, so it's definitely gonna fit in with your Classified line. I'm noticing those, these ball joints up here on this shoulder. It's definitely very prevalent right here. We'll get into it some more, but let's get into the accessories first. He's got this little QR code card, and like I said, he does do custom STLs, so this is downloadable. Unfortunately, I've already gotten rid of my resin printers. I'm done resin printing. I'm just gonna stick to FDM printing. And then here's like a file card there. And then the accessories, quite a bit of accessories. I see there's modularity, and I'll show you, but let's get into this first rifle. It's kind of got like weathering on it. Mag doesn't come out, but it was kind of futuristic, but you could still be like modern. Got that, and then we got another one here. Again, mag doesn't come out surprisingly. Another like futuristic type rifle or something. Again, some more weathering. And then here's where it gets interesting, because then you have, so you can see the modularity here. So for instance, this, I'm assuming, so you got the knife sheath, the knife. And then you could stick it on here. And this reminds me of Monster Force because they had the modularity. The only bad thing is, yeah, like this isn't removable. It's right there. This knife is kind of loose in there. Got this vest that could come off, kind of like a Mad Max vest. I got some holes here. I guess you could potentially put the knife there, but then you've got your holster here, which we can plug in here, ideally. There we go. But that's not staying real well. There we go. And there's the pistol, kind of got that futuristic look going on. And then this should ideally go in there. There we go. And then you've got these other packs, so I guess you could put them on the hip and maybe on the vest. But you got like these smaller packs here. You can see maybe that's like a walkie, it looks like. And then like maybe those are supposed to be grenades or something. And then another like pack of some sort here. And then he's got like these holes here, so I'm assuming you should be able to just plug that there. You got a walkie here. Plug that there. I still got this left over. I'm not seeing anything around here. But yeah, it definitely reminds me of Monster Force. And I think he helped with Monster Force. But again, you could take off this vest if you wanted. Vest kind of reminds me of something he made for Zanzibar. He did a custom vest for Zanzibar. But there's that. And then, so if we look at the figure itself, we've got, yeah, the joints were really good, actually. You got foot movement, ankle roll, kind of restricted. You got the lower leg movement here. Double jointed knees. The knees look real small compared to like a classified or even an action force. Look at that knee. And then now that I not broke it, but doesn't feel as tight, but does move well. But look how tiny that knee is. That's just looks funny. You got upper leg movement there. You've got your leg movement there. Looks like they're using a similar ball joint system here, like classified, but it feels really good, the movement. And then we've got left and right movement. Doesn't look like, no, yeah, up and down, but no like ab crunch. Hands, hand movement there, wrist articulation. Definitely really loose compared to like classified. I'm assuming this hand would probably, I'm gonna mess that up, but it looks like it probably just be able to come out ideally. Double jointed elbows. Elbows look similar to Action Force and Classified. If not this, yeah, it looks very similar. Upper arm movement here. And then this is gonna get in the way, but we've got full rotation here. Once you move this out the way. Like I said, that ball joint looks weird compared to Action Force or Classified, right? That's kind of unsightly if you're really looking at it. So that means there's no butterfly effect there. We've got a little higher than 90-degree movement. But it feels fluid, it feels good, it moves real good. Then head movement, left, right, up, down, obviously restricted because his beard and the vest, up, down, and the head. Yeah, it's just on a socket, like classified, or not sure how easily swappable it is. But yeah, you can pop that head off. But yeah, the biggest thing for me is just the wrists seem really loose. Well, this one's tighter. The main thing is these wonky knees seem really puny, and then the wonky shoulders. But other than that, it is a cool figure, and it will fit in really well with Classified and Action Force. But overall, yeah, it's... And then this modular piece right here is not wanting to stay in on this. This one's staying in really good. But the knife you saw keeps sliding out. And then the weapons. No extra hands. But yeah, should be able to fit in the other weapons from like classified or whatnot. So, and then that just popped off there. It's the only bad part about the modularity stuff. But yeah, there we go. We got really good movement. And then since you don't have that butterfly, doesn't really have, but we got movement. That may be restricting too, but the arms, one good thing, the arms are tight up against the body. Again, this thing keeps popping off. But yeah, these are pretty cool. I think they could make some tweaks for future releases. Like I said, I feel like he'll fit in if I did like a Merc Squad for Joe's, or you could throw him in a Cobra. Obviously the boots look a little more futuristic, but not horrible. But overall, yeah, it looks just funny right there too, compared to the Action Force. But for a guy to come out of nowhere to create figures, definitely awesome. He's been making figures that you could resin print. That's what my Globulus was from him, Dominant Art on Patreon. Yeah, now that I've moved this too, you can kind of see it's kind of loose here. Now that I've moved the knee, like breaking it in, you can see it's loose here. But Dominant Art's been making figures, just not painting them like this, not doing a full production release, mainly just creating figures that you could print yourself on a resin printer. So yeah, man, this is great for some guy out of Colombia. He's got amazing talent for creating figures and accessories and head sculpts. But there we go. There is the Fist Mad Dog. Picked this one up on Big Bad Toy Store. Like, comment, subscribe. JJ out.